What is up on Twitch, Kick, and Steam? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We have some football, even though it's soccer, but derogatory slurs aside. How's it going, everybody? Good morning. We have a lot of games to cover. Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga is not coming back in a few days. Right now, they have the German Super Cup between Stuttgart and Bayern Munich. That's around later in the afternoon, around like 2 p.m., 2:45 to be exact. We had our first match like 7 in the morning. I was not going to cover that. I wanted some extra sleep. But Brighton versus Fulham. Sunderland, the newly promoted Sunderland, gets to play West Ham. Tottenham Hotspur plays off against Burnley. And then around 12:30, we'll have our last match of the night, last match of the day. Wolverhampton Wanderers face off against Manchester City after their first trophyless season since 2013. How's everybody doing today? Number one, the chosen ones. We are one, we will fight together. Number one, and we're one. So right now we have in Brighton versus Fulham. Wearing green highlight kits on the pitch. I'll see if I'll get Burnley versus Tottenham as well. I know Kyle Walker now plays for Burnley on a loan spell. Due to his high wages, I can understand why. It's not been a good 2 seasons for Kyle Walker since the 2024 Euros. To be fair, he has underperformed for Manchester City. And now that he's poor bastard. He played for Burnley. If you guys haven't been up to date in the transfer market, Jack Grealish that they spent $200 million on. These are two of the guys that's been the most impactful. Well, not really. Kyle Walker has been the most impactful in their treble-winning season. Everton has Jack Grealish now. Oh, so we have Tottenham Hotspurs already with heavy possession. Pedro Porro, overlap cross, and it's going to go out of play. I wonder how Brighton's going to feel losing João Pedro, but they seem to have a well-versed team. I like that Mitoma guy. Very good dribbler for the team. Please comment down below, guys. Get involved. I don't mind having a conversation while streaming. Good clearance. O'Reilly is now their central attacking midfielder with Rudder, Koro Mitoma, Balaba, PJ Van Heck, and Lewis Dunker at their back line. I think they had James Milner play a bit more for them. while Raul Jimenez is a Mexican international, still the key striker for the team. Scores can update up down below whenever you guys want to ask for it, guys. There's also polls that I'll see if I can update you guys on my channel post for the remainder of the Premier League games of today. I'll update it for this weekend as well. I think you can watch Brighton versus Fulham on USA Network if you guys are linked over to their to the cable network. Oh, big interception. Clear off the high ball. Bassi? No, I think that's a Wobie. And he's getting stuck on the left flank. Oh, did he meg somebody? Yeah, Liverpool, they already won like, what, 4-2 in their first match? As expected. As expected. Defensively, I still feel like Van Dijk has hit a wall, though, in his first match. Oh, and a first goal for Tottenham Hotspur, 1-0 in the 9 minutes in. No more human son. Trying to clear it over from the back a bit over his teammate. Mohamed Kudus, newest acquisition from Hotspur. Half volley off the bounce cross coming from Kudus to Richarlison. It's 1-0 Tottenham over Burnley. Interesting. We got like 4 games. And Richarlison, hopefully he can remain consistent. I remember they bagged him for like a couple, like 70 million, 60 million. Like a lot of money for the Brazilian that's been struggling to get game time. And Richarlison will strike first blood. We'll also check out Sunderland. La Liga's back though. Mallorca, if you guys want to check out the Barcelona game, it's around later in the day. Girona's cheeks though. I've been seeing them a lot. Just be absolute cheeks. Over the slide roll pass. And a bit way wide off the marker, but it hasn't hit the out of bounds line. Outside pass. Jimenez. Bassi with the touch. Iwobi. Checking you back to get a higher opening. Would you guys prefer the transfer window to be after August for the season to start and everybody to fully get their teams? Because I know there's still probably moves to be made. I haven't seen United Arsenal play yet. I'm sure people are curious to see how Manchester United's new acquisitions play around this weekend. Back to Dunk. Van de Beek. There's been no shots in the first 13 minutes of play. Here comes Mitoma. Koru Mitoma. Flanking wide off the left. High line. for an attemptable cross. Well, half volley. No, that's going to be clear out of play, and that will be out of play. Done plays being made. Right now, it's the throw-in for Burnley. Hopefully, Burnley wants to at least to get more ambitious to stay up because, like Leeds and Sunderland, have been making some financial investments. Oh, and Brandon Johnson, the last person to hit, is going to be a corner for Burnley. Damn, so their set pieces are efficient then. Well, how can they catch Tottenham off guard to equalize? Hartman, no good. Half volley in it. Skies off the second bounce. Build up off the back. Who do Arsenal have starting, folks? It's a 4-3-3. Mohamed Kudus taking over at the right flank with Brandon Johnson. James Madison is out due to injury. We won't see him in a while. So it's going to be Bargeville, Archie Gray, Sarr in the midfield. Thankfully for Tottenham, they have depth. That's like their best upside. They have a lot of depth. They probably like the back line, but it's heavily questionable because they choke a lot of games this season. They choke a lot of games. Even outside of their Europa League win, like their Super Cup loss, when they were up 2-0 and fucked around until they found out. Of course, they were going to lose to PSG. Of course, they were. But a choke job is so Spursy. But at least they won a European title. Oh, deflected away. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Granit Xhaka plays for Sunderland now after they just newly got promoted. You already get picked up an experienced captain that won a championship not that long ago. He won a league title like with Bayer Leverkusen, and then you sign him as a newly promoted team. So usually, getting name value players that have Prem experience would be on the decline, but you pick up a very experienced, still capable midfielder like Granit Xhaka. That's interesting. Let me go. So it's a back five. They're probably playing a wing back, so it's probably a 3-5-1. Yeah, well, three. No, it's a 5-4-1. No, that was off. But they probably play wing backs. Samu, Njami, Cullen, and Foster. What you expect off a newly promoted side? Not that much name value talent. Vincent Company was like their last manager in the Premier League, and somehow you get a job to coach Bayern Munich, bro. That's on some career mode shit. You have a bad season. You have poor results, and somehow you still get a job for one of the biggest clubs in Europe. I know Company has pull because he's a European champion. I mean, not really a European champion, but he's like a well-renowned defender. I can understand if you want that insight. And he won the Bundesliga in his second season. Back heel flick overhead. No. Oh, in a slide tackle. That's become a clash for possession, a possessional derby up the midfield. Lukic getting a stop for a foul. I'm shocked for two good teams like Villa and Newcastle. It ends in a 0-0. People would think early in the day that'd be the highest scoring game out of the day. When you got Manchester City that's probably not going to play as good as how they were 3 years ago, but they're still going to be like beating like the lesser teams. But I guess that depends on perspective. Oh, Welbeck. Oh, he was trying to cross. Minto was trying to get it over his weak foot for a pass. I feel like he can curve it over the defender to cross for a goal. Twenty minutes in, it felt like there hasn't been a good shot for either team. Bassi crosses over and is already going to get intercepted. Cleared off the high ball. Up. Decent build up over in the back, but that high press coming off the mark from the near flank. We can get another high cross, and it's going to be saved. I remember they had Matt Turner be the starting keeper for Fulham. He was so cheeks, respectfully, of course. See if I have a bigger screen for this. Fandango, get out of here, bro. Not the wrestler. Not the wrestler. Tariffs. Remember, they're trying to make those $40 free movie ticket experience until you know the value of a film thanks to the internet. You think you really got a bang for your buck when most tickets would be costing at least half of that original value for just a free experience and you don't even get free concession. Theaters really make themselves fall on themselves whenever it comes to trying to build an audience. Over the high cross, big collapse, but the keeper's right there to pick up the scraps. And Leno is still the keeper. Verbruggen that had a good season last year. High interception. It will be. Overlap over Bassi. To build up wide for a cross. Over the penalty. Over the cross. Wilson, big cross. Fulham. Who told them highlight green still works in the Big 2025? I thought they were the Seattle Seahawks. It never looks attractive. Oh, and a Wobie with a high marking cross to Raul to Wilson. Sorry, as soon as I saw the hair tied, I thought it was going to be Jimenez. I was like, you old ass should not be going for touches like that and thinking you were still going to get enough time to shoot. Big deflection. Back pass still to Brighton. Will he shoot? Sadly, Leno saves. That'd be Jorginho, the Brazilian. Outside low near post shot. Getting power and curve on a ground shot that usually is difficult. And then we get a foul. I'm curious with Brighton because they've made some profit over the past couple of years, and they've never seemed to be ambitious when it comes to like you had Cucurella, Moises Caicedo, João Pedro. I was like, what is this for a new stadium or this is just for the near future? Because you have those clubs that turn a massive profit, and I guess it's just stability post because Brighton wasn't always a long time regular in the Premier League years ago, but they've been able to create a system. And Mitoma just got congested, and I guess he kicked the ball out over the defender's foot, so he can get it out of possession but keep the ball. It. I heard he got good at dribbling because he studied it, not like practice like a kid in the streets. The guy literally studied it like a goddamn student. Oh, big defensive tackle. Build up, dunk, then peak. The upside about this, no commercial break every 20 seconds. Well, West Ham is still struggling to score against a recently promoted club in 27 minutes, while Tottenham is at least scored. Well, Bert Leno with the save. Our side cross near the penalty box. Koru Mitoma. This is an opportunity over the top of the net. 28th minute right now. And a long ball. Yet again, Fulham still having that midfield problem. As much as they lose like key contributors that help them make good seasons, they still can compete with like one of the better clubs. I get around. Oh, long ball gets intercepted. Awobi now in the long run after the interception. Oh, and he gets cut off. Well, good time to not deal with a foot race. Lose that pace early in the game, but another takeaway. Harry Wilson gets tackled from the back. Slide tackle from the back from Koru Mutoma tracking back. And he is feeling his shin. Mamma mia, that was probably studs up. Anything for an immediate counter and your offensive players going for the stop. Every ex wrestler superstar who joined AEW explained it 20. But now a set piece for Burnley. Looks to be around 50 yards out. 60 yards out, probably. 30 minutes in. Pitt and Poro with the cross. Still keeps in play. And it's out of play for Brighton. Mamma mia. And a yellow card, the first yellow card of the game. I was to cut off the counterattack as soon as he sees it. I can understand pulling over the back of Mente and it's going to stop Bassi. Calvin Bassi with an immediate jersey tug for an immediate foul into a yellow. If Mitoma goes for a dangerous challenge and that gets just a warning, I didn't see a yellow put on him, or did I? Hold on. No, it doesn't seem so. Can't watch for the Serie A too, guys. They'll probably stream Italian soccer as well because it's early in the day. That it has nothing. It has nothing to do with my work schedule. So the convenience there than I have with the NFL. I can't do Sunday night football. Sadly, I cannot unless my work is around early in the day. But I'll miss like the other games, and usually the other games be better than the late night games. Like 1 p.m. NFL games, 4 p.m. NFL games be better than 8 p.m. primetime games, especially better than Thursday night football. But that's not going to change unless you give a second bye week, in my opinion. While West Ham is just playing hot potato with Sunderland, high pressing everywhere, especially pushing over that back line, but that might tire them out. Right now, it's still 0-0. Tottenham still has not scored in a while. And now we got an offside flag. Check out what's going on for Tottenham. How come they only still is 1-0 in this game? And in my opinion, people thought they would have won at least 3-1. Poro. Now it's Brandon Johnson. Build up around the wide. Spence. Erratic fullback. He can make good plays, and sometimes he'll just make good. He'll just do like the bare minimum. Big counter after trying to do a back heel off the build up when you guys were covering the left flank, but it gets cut away. And that'll be Nathan Tell. Mohammed Kudus. I get around. Trying to get the other Premier League matches here. No, big counter. Watch out for Gray. Long ball, hitting over the pace. Sadly, Archie Gray's not going to be fast enough to get that. Young, fresh, with a lot of skill. It's really going to be a new era for Tottenham. You got Kulusevski, Brandon Johnson, Mohamed Kudus. You guys have a lot of rotationary pieces on the attack, but I really like a key guy like when you guys had Harry Kane. So I'm very curious how Tottenham's still going to transition to one of the big six. Now that finally have some silverware under their name, so that's going to come a lot of new pressure. Even though their new manager wasn't involved in their championship. Oh, and Bergval with a good dribble over the right flank. Poro with a cross. No. No, no, no. It's 37th minute now. Turn it into oh. Thomas Frank has done some exceptional work with Brentford, but this is legit no preseason. Preseason hype kills the NFL too. I swear to God. Shador played well against a bunch of third string linemen, and people are saying that he can't play. He's gonna start. He's gonna start. Like, calm down. I hope Shador does play, but I'm sure they'll still go with a veteran. The upside is hopefully he doesn't get Trey Lance. And Trey Lance is still shockingly with a job in the NFL. He's backing up Justin Herbert on the LA Chargers. My thing is like his win loss record, and it's so black and white for NFL fans. When it comes to win results, overall efficiency, and how you win games. And yes, there's ways quarterbacks can win games, even with a different philosophy with every team. And if the quarterback's not doing that, we're already giving conversations to Shador. Oh, here comes a heavy run. And Romero off Van de Ven. That's one of the faster center backs in the Premier League. Oh, what a spin! Off the ball. Spence, outstanding spin away. Mohamed Kudus off the overlap. And he takes down a player. Was that Archie Gray? His name is Skula, the old Skula. Bergval. Spence. Chad, who you guys have winning the Prem? I I feel like I wouldn't even ask a conversation until I see everybody play yet. We still have Sunday, and I think there's like one last game on Monday. Oh, heavy contest over the touch. and the whistle has not been blown. We're nearly under 10 minutes left into the first half. Over Van de Ven, retaining over the deflection. And, and Lyle Foster just gets outbeaten. He's the striker for Burnley. And look how he gets outpaced, outmatched off Van de Ven to kick it back to the keeper. That is such a second. That is such a second wind player to deal with, like your pacey forwards, especially with like a bunch of new players in the Premier League right now. Like now you got to deal with guys like Hugo Ekitike, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres. Now, like that's going to be some tough competition to beat. People are saying that there's going to be a golden boot race to remember. That I can understand. Bergvall, and he'll touch it back over to Kudus. Brandon Johnson a bit ahead of the curve to stay onside. Kudus, but there's an option for Spence, but he couldn't bag it. He couldn't bag it. Spence, good counter off Bergvall to take it over the midfield for a big counter for Brandon Johnson to flank over. So they were attempting an outside shot to begin with Kudus to launch over to Spence, and Spence just shanks it out of play. Shots aren't off target right now. Still 0-0 in the 40th minute for Brighton and Fulham. And it's somehow still 0-0 for Sunderland and West Ham. Shockingly for West Ham. But I thought they'd be a bit more of an exciting team to watch this season. Because I like being optimistic. You have any transfer updates so far? Kyle Walker, English international, formerly of AC Milan in his last loan spell, roasting Joao Felix. Like, that was hilarious. Not everybody's messy. Nobody has to be messy. Like, Joao Felix is now in Al Nassr, so you guys know he actually meant that when he said it. Trying to separate away, involving Poro. Takes back to Kudus. Wide ball to Bergvall. Around the halfway line. But Burnley has to build up over from the back, so they did do job to buy some time and don't not get congested. But are Burnley going to play a bit better than how they did with Vincent Company when they had him? Hannibal, Foster, wide ball, hitting back to Walker. Saved. What the hell was that? Why not just catch it? Laurent had it a high arc, but you could have just catch it. Bro, what the hell? Golden State Valkyries have set a new WNBA record for the most wins as an expansion team. Isn't there going to be also a new Toronto WNBA team? That's going to be interesting. Build up around the right flank, and it's a high cross. And there's going to be a free kick for Tottenham. I haven't been able to shoot the ball. A lot of sloppiness off their possession. You see right there another build over for a counter, and it cut that off. A big tackle that doesn't get confused. They're still taking advantage. Kyle Walker with a wide cross and a bunch. No call for Burnley. I'm still conflicted. How come there was no call over the shove when he's not with the ball? Kettle was already out? Huh? Kettle was already out? Yeah. This doesn't feel hot. Right. We got a minute remaining before we head over to halftime. For either game where there hasn't been any rinse of action right now. It's 0-0 with also a minute extra for halftime. Sunderland's already heading over to the somehow you guys are scoreless against the newly promoted Sunderland squad, West Ham. Tighten the hell up. That new stadium already making you guys piss yourselves, and you guys are not even at that stadium yet. And a set piece will be the last action after a questionable challenge over the cross. And Kyle Walker, no. It will end it at halftime, 1-0. Tottenham Hotspurs with Charleston off a goal. This has at least been eventful so far. What's going on in the Premier League? Wait, is that Brandon Johnson? Oh, he has a new team finally. If you guys haven't played career mode for FIFA, Brandon Johnson used to be that left back that you always get for your team. I think he came from Manchester United's academy, and the guy always was an instant cheat code. He was already fast, defensively strong, fresh, never was injury prone. Sadly, the opposite of that, he didn't become a world class left back for England. He's been hopping around due to inconsistencies and injuries. Poor bastard. And now he's in the championship in Hull City. He only won one English League Cup in his name. He's 24 years old. He came from Manchester United, where he was worth 12 million. Poor guy is now relegation fodder. People thought he was going to be a big star, and he wasn't. That's a shame. That's a shame. He doesn't seem like a bad player. But knowing the consummate loan spells, Manchester United, not knowing what to do with him, and he hasn't been over in the plans, I guess it has to be his decline in ability. So Hull City at least got a new acquisition, even though I heard they've been dysfunctional the last couple seasons. Last several seasons, to be fair. The biggest signing so far has been Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich. Has won as many Bundesliga as he played games. Is now on Al Nassr with I'm about to say LeBron James, with Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Sadio Mane is still there. Joao Felix. Isn't John Duran? No, Duran left on a loan. I don't know if that's supposed to subsidize his market value, but at least it worked. At least it worked. $25 million for Kingsley Coman when he used to be like very effective on the team. And Giovanni Luni, I thought he wouldn't leave Parma yet, or he played for a big Italian team. Giovanni Rui for $31 million to Liverpool. Liverpool still making some big financial moves. Thank you. Even though their team is already set in stone. All Liverpool showed me this season is that you guys will probably not win a League Cup with the way you guys play. It's probably going to just be Champions League or nothing for this squad, or Premier League back to back. That I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans would love to just get every Manchester United fan to get upset. Right there, they just get out of their hierarchy of always saying 20 titles, but all 10 years of mediocrity. There's no in between for Manchester United fans. They're as bad as New York Yankees fans. We'll pick up the declining good names, compete, and play like shit in the final third. It's the same thing. Somebody said the Lakers could still win championships with the spell of them being shit. Like they were with LeBron James. At least they won back in 2020. The Los Angeles Lakers is like something like, I would say, Chelsea. Because they came from like mid-table mandems, and now they're probably a hidden favorite for a Premier League win. After winning the Club World Cup, and they had a good half of the season. They picked up some great acquisitions. Manchester United also sold, not really sold, but West Brom has acquired one of their academy players out of Toby Collier, or the guy who started over Casemiro when he started playing like shit against Liverpool. I think I did a stream about that, involving when they got thrashed by Liverpool last season with Luis Diaz and Salah cooking them. And then they started Toby Collier for like 2 games. It's do or die every season for Manchester United. They can never feel like they're lesser than what they were 20 years ago. That it's so funny to always see Manchester United fans just have so much gratification to compete with like the bigger clubs in Europe when they're way behind even top 4, top 5 clubs in Europe, like Tottenham. That even after losing their key players, they like Harry Kane, they can still be known as a competitive team. That if something goes wrong for the bigger top 4 clubs, Tottenham will be a dark horse out of nowhere, and then they'll sell and we'll have fucking Brighton as the Premier League champions. Let them have the little DEI Premier League, because apparently the hierarchy can never win. I mean, can always win. So Toby Collier to West Brom. I'll probably have to check Fabrizio Romano because he even knows my gender reveal for my child. Fabrizio Romano already knew that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to propose before he even was. Oh my God. He probably did. It's so funny. Fabrizio Romano probably knows when you're going to die when you're already on life support. I wish these were compliments, but bro be spoiling shit for everybody. He already going to tell us that the top 3 favorites are not going to win the Ballon d'Or, and it's not going to be Mohamed Salah. Fuck that guy. I don't know what big moves have to be made still around when we're near late into August. A lot of kids will be back to school. I'm still happy. I got the NFL in a few days. In a few weeks. Thursday night kickoff. I might miss it because I have a work schedule around that time period. Man, my mom dropped me off with her pajamas. Twitter be on like the most saddest things in the world. It's Fabrizio Romano telling you that Thanos is going to attack the world, the Empire State in just a few hours. Here, weak. This now he's saying Galatasaray sends first an official bid for Manchester City's Ederson in proposal for a region of 10 million euros, while City is asking higher fees for Gio Donnarumma because, of course, and he was linked over Manchester United, but there hasn't been a primary source that they put over an official bid. But Ederson going for 10 million, you would think it's mad. But if you guys seen how many clean sheets this guy gives away, you guys gotta like be transparent that team results doesn't always mean that individual play is impressive. Ederson has his career saved because of John Stones and whoever else. Like if it's a Kanji Ake playing in the back line with Kyle Walker or Ruben Diaz. Fuck out of here. Ederson is such a Brazilian Onana, but because the rest of the team is so good, it hinders the keeper's heavy mistakes. Ederson has caused a lot of problems for Manchester City. And some fans don't want to admit it. And Manchester City fans that do watch the games, because you guys do have fans, right? I'm just asking. There's like a reason why Ederson has been closed out to different deals, and I'm sure Manchester City fans won't turn a blind eye to him leaving. I'm not even trying to be a hater. That's literally the honesty. The guy is so erratic, and the only reason why Manchester City fans even value him as much because he's more of a modern keeper. But he's not efficient. He's not a big overstop. He's not a very effective shot stopper, and he's only decent over on the ball. I swear, Wojciech Szczesny even was more effective over for Barcelona than Ederson was out there for Manchester City, bro. And some fans won't admit it. Thank God I have no allegiance because I'm not from Europe. I mean, I like to support a Premier League team that doesn't make me always feel like a dickhead. Because I don't want to be as delusional as Arsenal fans, but I like the team. Manchester United fans, old money delusional. Man City fans, new money delusional. Liverpool fans are just annoyingly optimistic. But I don't want to support a powerhouse. Sometimes supporting a humbling team is just there because it's just a team. But of course, you have your glory hunters, or some of them just like the team because of the players, and that's perfectly fine. But it sucks that I think there's more Premier League fans in the United States than I swear there's more Premier League fans in the USA than there is MLS fans in the USA. That's sad to say. I do hope we have a relegation promotion standpoint in the league to make it feel like it's more important to watch the regular season. Because right now you can get like fucking 10 teams in the Eastern and Western Conference and make it to the playoff. And then we're still going to heavily promote Messi anyway. Even if they lose the League Cup, lose in the playoffs in the first round, and then Messi said something about your mom to a fan and helped choke out a fan, an attacking fan in front of the audience with a security guard. Like, bro, come on. Also, I heard Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's probably linked over with AS Roma, and he was given the green light for around a 20 million euro fee. This guy was worth like 100 million at one point in his career. Not an illustrious career. Obviously, he was still hyped over from Dortmund potential. When he went back, he went to the Champions League final against Real Madrid, and then later on, his career just stagnated when he was over in Chelsea, where he felt less of a winger and he was like a wide flanking midfielder number 10 that obviously has some marks to move over with the ball, but not be effective to create chances on the outside like he was in Dortmund. So it's either change positions for Jadon Sancho because he's less of explosive, pacey, but still technically smooth, can create runs from the inside. Like change to an attacking mid, or bro, go back to Bundesliga. Go to Bumbafuck Bundesliga. No, I'm joking. I like the Bundesliga. Bundesliga is actually one of those teams, one of those clubs, like, you know, the hierarchy, but you don't mind supporting the other teams if you were given the opportunity. Like, I've seen even English fans. I think there's English fans that support teams like Bochum. Yeah, English people be supporting Bochum. St. Pauli, Bayer Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Dortmund, of course, is like one of the fan favorites because they're like one of the more fan-friendly environments that don't always pick over the big names, but always like, if there's no Bayern Munich, there's always Dortmund. And Jurgen Klopp plays there, so there's a lot more likability with this club than you have with Borussia Dortmund. But Stuttgart has been good. I don't know how Ten Hag's going to do with Bayer Leverkusen, but I'm sure Manchester United fans are wanting him to fill. Like, they want Leverkusen to get relegated, bro. And they still have good players on that Leverkusen squad, so they'll probably win a couple games. I don't know. They're back after commercial. Like, I think they still have Grimaldo, Adley. Boniface is still there. And he was linked to a move with Saudi. And it's like, oh, they're probably going to play and get ninth, bro. Like, damn. They're not going to be that bad. They'll probably be near mid-table or compete for European success. But, like, sometimes you wish for those steady declines where you came from competing for Champions League to fighting for, like, a top 6 spot. I'd rather that than, like, immediately go near damn relegation. That was Dortmund with their previous manager before they changed to a new one. In the middle of the season where they were like 15th in the league. They were like 9th in the league, and then they just, out of nowhere, I was watching the Milan Derby, and then just somehow, oh, they're 6th place now? Sometimes it's a coach, guys. Sometimes it's a coach. But you have no reason to try to underestimate Dortmund to still make a comeback. They have some good players. We will fight together. Number one, the chosen one. I think we're back after halftime, but somehow the stream is not letting me. It's not like I'm showing it. I'm just showing the box score. We will put on you. Somehow they're saying USA Network's like, oh, obviously fans would rather watch West Ham and Sunderland over Tottenham. Just watch the new players. We walk alone to the unknown. Live another century to do it all. It's time to break it. It's time to break it. We are one. We are one. We are one. We will fight together. Number one. The chosen one. Still 0-0. We're back after halftime. We're in the 50th minute. Only for Sunderland, West Ham, Brighton still. 49th minute. We're 11 a.m. and Liga is starting first. Bro, they had to deplete that entire Lyon squad to clear the books on FFP. That is some fuck shit. That is unfair as hell. You guys disagree otherwise, y'all just haters, bro. You lose one of the best French tens in the league in your league. And then like Cherokee, Fafana. I think Lacazette went over to different it went somewhere around the Middle East. Like, bro, damn. From like an exciting young squad with some fresh potential, Lyon's getting back up in France. Unless you're PSG. Unless you're PSG. The only team that's stability-wise that can still make a profit off youth and still compete without financially burning their books is probably Lille. That's like one of the only teams left. And Olympique Marseille. Saint Etienne, cooked. Lyon got absolutely demasculated by FFP financially, bro. That's a shame. And the worst part is I wish I was being a hater. People already giving up on Liga as soon as they knew Kylian Mbappe was going to Madrid finally on a free. So it's like, what's the point of watching? That's unfair. I forgot Claudio Ranieri's not coaching. Isak was not playing, right? Isak was not playing against Aston Villa. I didn't get to catch the game. Because I know there's been issues with him wanting to leave for Liverpool. He was like, bro, right after we had European football? Yes. I can understand that Newcastle probably won't be like a Champions League favorite or even a Premier League winning favorite, but they've been doing a decent job with the recruits they got. They gotten some good talent over the past few seasons. They've been competing. They beat Liverpool. And now your first job is to fucking leave them high dry. That's unfair, bro. And I've seen some whole politicking to get a transfer fee that'd be sufficient for the other club. Like that tampering shit gotta be punished. Like I push over suspension for Isak, even if he wanted to come to Liverpool for a cheaper price. Oh, that's a foul. Here comes Poro. Yeah, hand it over. Archie Gray. A wide cross. Bends over the outside of the box. They'll be out of play. And Spence checks it out. The link up goes nowhere. Oh, God. And Richarlison just hounding for any possession. I forgot they lost James Trafford or intercepted. Spence. They're just hounding over the ball. And at least everybody's working hard to get possession back. Even the striker, Richarlison, is ambitious to catch over the ball. Johnson, and a poor pass over his weaker foot. And Laurent with a poor pass. Last time he skied it before. Big counter. Tottenham. Richarlison nearly with a double off the tap in. 1-on-1. Will be wide off tell. Mohamed Kudus, and it's wide off Mohamed Kudus trying to check it over for an extra pass. How? Bro. Chad, how be Tottenham be doing this to themselves? So they somehow choke in the last 5 minutes and end this in a 1-1 draw when this could have been a free 3 points? bro, please. This is interesting. Who was the toughest? I feel like always a big game changer for certain teams. Not only their style of play, but what's their strength of schedule to start off the season. It's going to be tough for certain teams depending on who they have, especially for the newly promoted teams trying to stay up. Because some of these clubs have been in the Premier League for a long time. Like, if Crystal Palace will probably clap you. Wolverhampton Wanderers will probably clap you. You're not even touching Aston Villa with a stick. If you're Leeds. Even with the acquisitions they've been picking up, people have been really slobbing on that hype for Leeds to try to retain a consistent spot in the Premier League. But it's really difficult. They take it like it's their first time ever spamming 100 million for players before, and you still get relegated. Like QPR, like Southampton. And you forget, like, these second-tier clubs are sometimes more valuable, more expensive than top-flight clubs from other European nations. Southampton has spent more money than Real Betis, bro. And when you ever heard about them getting relegated? It's a different level financially for these clubs, bro. I'm not even trying to glaze. That's how it's gonna be. You'll see club transfer records from like France. And that's just the new acquisitions that a newly promoted Southampton team has. Middlesbrough team has. You wish I was joking, folks. You wish. Mallorca versus Barcelona. Deportivo Alaves versus Levante, newly promoted from Liga 2. Valencia versus Real Sociedad. I would watch highlights just to see Takefusa Kubo dribble because that guy is outstanding whenever he has the ball on his feet. Very talented dribbler. Japan be picking up like the most purely technically gifted dribblers for like a cheap fee. I had to pull over a different stream, folks. It's out of play. Is Castor any good, folks? There's been some good shirts this year. I'm not gonna lie. If I wasn't splashing the cash on something else or any other things that I need, I would have liked a couple of these soccer shirts. AS Roma. Look up AS Roma's third kit. Beautiful to look at. That shit looks like I can wear it for a Caribbean party right now. Or an Italian family that doesn't really actually watch football. Kudus with a wide cross gets heavily congested, and he falls over. How many players are still missing on this Tottenham squad? Right now, Richarlison is still with a goal. And right now, Luka Vuskovic, Kevin Donso, Ben Davies, Joao Paldinha from Bayern Munich. He's on a loan spell right now. Roger Bentancur, Dominic Solanke, Matthias Tell. So they're missing a lot of good players like James Madison, Kulusevski, Destiny Udogi. God damn, that's a lot of good players. Dragishin, he's not in this conversation. Dragishin is not in this conversation. I've seen so many fuck ups by Dragishin. It's not even funny. I'm not even trying to be a hater. Dragishin is such a sporadic player. Oh, Vicario nearly collapsed. Big onto a counter is back. Oh, Bardval. Big buildup of the over the midfield. Big chance for Burnley to take over with an equalizer in the 55th minute. Just got collapsed. Wide cross. Extra pass downwards. Foster spins. Have volley saved. Anthony with the last shot. Mamma mia. We get a Mauro Ronaldo up in here. This could have been a massive spin away goal, bounce over Anthony, over from Foster, and sadly, that's going to still be 1-0. Look at this beautiful wide cross to start over the attack for Burnley. And then that insane touch, Trent Alexander-Arnold-ish. And I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans are going to be hate watching Real Madrid. They are wishing for their downfall. Jesus. Only 10 million is crazy. Only 10 million. You'd think for your boy club, you at least want at least a handsome fee, at least 60 million? Like, bro, you won your second Premier League before. You're Champions League winning right back. Big build-up over the wide flag from Yasim. Has there been any substitutions yet that I haven't seen? On the overlap. And Archie Gray. Poro hits over to Mohamed Kudus. Build up. It's picked up back over to Sar. Poro. Oh! Drop of the shoulder. Volley! Goal! Richarlison! Goal! The Toucan Sam over here with a brace. Doubling the score against Burnley. Unbelievable. What a finish. 2-0 Tottenham. From all the people I expect to score. And look, say what you will. No one was ever saying that Richarlison was going to be the first score today. Even against the newly promoted team. That's crazy. People would have thought Kudus, I would say Kudus would have bagged his debut goal for Tottenham. And probably Brandon Johnson, or it was going to be a set piece goal from a defender. My last thought was Richarlison with 2 goals to start the season. That's just my opinion. But I'm glad he's able to scratch that monkey out of his back. Because I know he's had some inconsistencies since the World Cup. I apologize. That nose is still pissing me off. Yeah, right now we're still watching Burnley versus Tottenham, and Tottenham didn't take too long for a score. Nearly 20 minutes in. Ooh. Possible set piece here for a cross attempt for Burnley, down by 2 scores. While 1-0 Sunderland against West Ham. Oh, Hartman deflected. Ball. Walker from the cross, and it grazes. Crosses wide, and it's intercepted. Mohamed Kudus, 2-0 down. Can't wait for them to choke another lead. Not like that's going to happen again. I apologize. Tottenham. I'm trying to give y'all some grace. Let me give y'all some grace. My fault. Here gets Chukwu. I bet that's how Todd Bowley thought he could pronounce Christopher Nkunku. Here gets Chukwu. Yeah, Sunderland's with the lead right now against West Ham. While Brighton's 1-0 up against Fulham. You get Chukwu. Building over Burnley from the back. Wide passes involved in the keeper. Creating pace. Quick link up. Over the through pass. And it's just a big dogfight over the midfield. And Spurs players are just dogfighting over the ball. Porro, wide cross, goes nowhere, scaling around Pedro Porro. I thought people said Joao Cancelo would come back to the Prem. How people thought he would go back to Barcelona. 65th minute, who scored? It was Matt O'Reilly scoring for Brighton. Matt O'Reilly also had that game-winning goal against Manchester City to make them lose crucial points for Liverpool to get a comfortable lead in the Premier League for like a long time. Stay humble. Bitch, sit down. Bitch, stay humble. Sit down, bitch. Hounding over the back line, smartest option was to give it to the keeper. Building up over that right flank. Still no Mohamed Kudus. That's where somebody uses a derogatory slur whenever keeper is playing the ball over around the back like Vicario. And the long ball, Richarlison building over the touch and it's picked up. Slide rule pass off Sar. Here it comes 1-on-2. Ball goes in 3-0 for Tottenham Hotspur. Brandon Johnson finally a different goal scorer. And now it is a thrashing. While the two other remaining games have been somewhat competitive, Sunderland with a goal, the newly promoted team, while Burnley is back to still being absolute shit. There is no in between. Whenever you're a Burnley fan, you're an alcoholic, apparently. And look at this. Big congested challenge to still get over a high touch over the ball. It looks like Richarlison gouged out number 5. Did he play advantage, the referee, after the foul? But Sar still pushed over that side rope ball, so the attack still continued. And Johnson pushes over his weaker foot, flicks it over the outside over his boot, and a very clinical finish off Brandon Johnson. 3-0 now for Tottenham Hotspur. Even though I feel like Burnley has been really getting some unjust calls. And Brandon Johnson, bro, I remember he went over a big goal streak last season. He went for 11 goals straight for the last couple games. He was having an insane season in the Premier League. Ukachukwu, and it's way off over the crossbar. A really needy goal for Burnley to try to close the gap. Quick link up over the striker, back to Ukachukwu, wide outside the box, nearly beating the keeper out of his position. And sadly, Burnley just can't get it to even get on target. Congesting Vicario. Oh, and a foul. Van de Ven gets hit over on the leg. Foster trying to put high press out for a desperation goal around the 68th minute. Near the 70th right now. We might have early substitutions out in the 70th. 75th minute, I'm betting. Around the 78th, 75th minute, we might get some good players. Bentancur might get a shift in. Kudus, he's spreading him wide over to the mid flank. Richarlison stays like overlapping their fullbacks. That's expected. Ooh. Wide ball and Richarlison goes down. Ooh. All right, folks. Oh, damn it. Drop my phone. Barcelona has won 14 away games versus Mallorca in the 21st century. Yeah, I think people know Mallorca is going to be like fouling the hell out of like Yamin Yamal. Piece again, bounces over the head. It's still a save. I forgot. Didn't James Trafford used to? No, it wasn't James Trafford. I know Kepa Arrizabalaga is now in Arsenal. Because the last thing in your mind is not a new striker. I'm kidding, man. Enough with the new striker jokes for Arsenal. They got their guy. Oh, good pass. Larson flanks it over to the wide forward, but a high arcing cross couldn't follow through. Still in play for Tottenham. Burnley will be getting some big opportunities squandered. We're in the 70th minute. What's going on in other games? 72nd minute for Brighton. Still 1-0 Sunderland. Somehow, Eliza Mayanda. Oh. Richarlison goes down, but he scores a brace, and the guy gets subbed off. Outstanding performance for Richarlison, but he should have been subbed off a bit later. He's been absolutely brilliant in his positioning. Dominic Solanke subbing on. Thomas Frank giving some kudos to the Brazilian. And Kudus with an outstanding cross. And Richarlison with an incredibly athletic finish. Outstanding. But now we're changing for another good forward out of Dominic Solanke. Oh, a bit of a bounce over the crossbar, over the top of the net. Dominic Solanke is such a weeaboo. Yeah, like I'm getting subbed off after a brace is crazy. I'm not going to lie. I want that hat trick. I can understand this at 85th minute and I'm doing absolutely nothing. Guy's giving his all and he's staying forward like a central forward should. Wide ball over the corner. Graves is in, but it's still going to be out of play. I might not be available for the Manchester City game because I want to grab lunch. Brunch, technically speaking, but you guys get it. Oh, and Larson, big cross inside over Poro. Get hits around the face. All right. All right. Eze informed Crystal Palace earlier week he desires to join Tottenham. Regretting Eze has already said yes to the Spurs project, ready to make Tottenham's getting newer players. While Newcastle, almost every particular acquisition has yet. And also getting Savinho as well is crazy. Tottenham somehow has more pull than Newcastle. And I guess that has to do with them winning a European title. And Tottenham does has the ability to probably afford players around that caliber. Eze is a great player. Everybody likes Eze. He's not from Chelsea, Mr. Trump. What's the difference? Oh, I'm getting it. Oh, no. But if anybody who doesn't know, Donald Trump was in the Club World Cup celebrating with the Chelsea team. I don't care about my MLS Sunday League team. I love my N-word from North London. Big collision. Poor road back over Bargewell. Archie Grace with a black hair if anybody gets confused. Because there's two young white guys on the midfield. Oh, big shielding over Solanke. Wide off the near post. Over the bottom corner, and it's off by a few inches. Heavily physical shielding out for a spin for the finish. Solanke would be in a more comfortable spot if things had been more spacious. But the defender did a good job making sure he didn't get a shot to even shoot. It's 2-0 Sunderland. Daniel Ballard scores in the 73rd minute. It is 2-0 Sunderland against West Ham, a newly promoted squad. Splash the cash. They splash the cash, and they get what they deserve, 2-0. While Brighton is still 1-0 against Fulham. Long ball. And it's deflected away, but still, Mohamed Kudus still pushes over for the run. And a clearance by the keeper. Sar. Oh, and he does get hit. Ball continues over for an advantage. He tries to Meg and he goes down. Outstanding performance by Sar. Outstanding performance by Sar today. Heavily strong on the ball. He's very skillful. Outstanding. I would say man of the match should have been Richarlison. Sar is a good number one. Kudus has been very involved. But it's like if you're not going to get a goal contribution, you better be involved in assists, even though that is a goal contribution. You better be involved in crossing, pushing over the ball, building up forward. He gets involved around the halfway line a lot. Mohamed Kudus is a wide mid. Big cross over the set piece. No. and Christian and Romero misses over the outside near the near the bar on the outside netting. Burnley's probably going to get destroyed, but I feel like the biggest upset of the season, because this would be an expected victory for Spurs. This is an expected 3-0. No one's even expecting Sunderland, newly promoted Sunderland, to thrash West Ham. That's won the Europa Conference League. Make fun of it all you want, like it's a 24/7 championship, bro. But at least it's a European title. It's a tournament win. And then they lose their key midfielder. They lose Kudus. But they're still with some decent enough players to compete in the Prem, bro. It's sad. Should I check out this game after this last cross? Because this is gonna probably end like 3-1. Like we know there'll be a mistake made. Tottenham always make a mistake, but it's already a thrashing. What is going on with Sunderland, though? I am curious. We're in the 80th minute there. And it's already with 10 minutes remaining. Big counter off the run. Johnson gets closed off. An hour remaining before we head over to our last match of the Premier League between Manchester City and Wolves. Hold on, folks. There were 10 minutes remaining into the Sunderland match between West Ham. I'm curious how this is going to end off. And Wan-Bissaka build up over the flank, trying to link up. And Sunderland's been outstanding. They have Joe Bellingham, and they're beating guys like West Ham. I am curious how Joe Bellingham is going to play over in Dortmund, like his brother. He probably won't be as better as his brother, but he'll probably show some quality. Because we know how Dortmund is developing youth talent and just being in the middle of the fray, and you're not really established as what you are in the Premier League. So I can understand why make a move abroad so quickly. Big counter, Jared Bowen. Big cross, a bit too wide. And Callum Wednesday with the stop. Graham Potter, new manager after David Moyes' departure. Already not having a good introduction to the Premier League season. The Hammers trailing behind, not as expected, without any goal tallying. Itabito for Irving. I do like the black uniforms. I do like the black uniforms for West Ham. Well, it's obvious that Sunderland has a sponsor with Humble because they like doing the little arrow thing. Real Betis does the same thing. It's too obvious because there's like a distinct design, like it's Kappa. Wolves are going down. Oh, come on, bro. Wolves, West Ham, and Burn. Or is that supposed to be a relegation prediction? build up over the wide flank, and that high press off Southampton has been the death of them. They're just big, ambitious on the just intercepting and picking off over the right flank, but here comes a heavy run. Nah, number 7 couldn't get it. Man, the match for Sunderland is going to be Bullard. Granit Xhaka playing over as the central midfielder. Diarra, Tobia, Mayenda, they got substituted off. Like Paqueta, Bowen, and fucking Fulkrug, you guys can't score one goal against a newly promoted squad that seems to be hounding you guys off possession all game. That is depressing, fam. I'm not even trying to hate. That's just overall depressing. Wide cross. Long balls it over the shielding. It's going to be cleared away. Oh, and a heavy foul. No call. Sunderland with a chance. It's a set piece. I think you can also watch this game on USA. Irving cross. Corner goes in off Bowen. No good. Kingsley Coman to Saudi Arabia. What a shame. I'd rather go play for a French team, but I guess it's the wages. Like the most attractive thing. I'd rather go play back for my old former country. I mean, if I played like all my time in Bayern Munich, why not go back to France? Agreement between Abachi Eze and Spurs has when personal terms are done, beginning the beginning weeks. He only seems that Tottenham and Crystal Palace are in direct talks over the fee. Okay, so we're still in development for Eze to come to Tottenham. He will upgrade the field. Eze is such a talent. He can like transition as like a Madison replacement if necessary. Or even a wide flank because Brandon Johnson's already there. You got Kudus that can also slot in up front. Like the versatility. That's like how PSG got so good. Because they really didn't even have a pure nine. You got Gonzalo Ramos. But then you had Ousmane Dembele just slide in there so easily. Like a full as a center forward. To play up front where he rotates as a 10. And then you have Desiree Doué. That's probably the biggest headache for a bunch of defenders for the upcoming future, bro. Desiree Doué is such a fucking talent. And now you have Tottenham doing the same thing. Oh, and a heavy foul. 5 more minutes remaining before we end the game here. Tottenham's going to end with a victory for 5 points with 5 minutes to spare. Well, Brighton, it's still 1-0, but Fulham seemed to have no answer. Raul Jimenez with such a poor performance. And Van Hecke has been so good. The center back partnership has been effective. I think we know who's going to be man of the match. It's possibly going to be Van Hecke for keeping a clean sheet. It's going to be very impressive. No shot. A clean sheet for Irving. I mean, for Rufus. What a play. Over the header, and oh my goodness, an athletic save coming over near the bottom of the crossbar, over backwards near own goal for Southampton. No way, Sunderland. No way. Oh, near over the header. Clearance over the leaping head. Oh, and a big back healing touch. Counter attack over for Sunderland. Could they end this with a thrashing? Stepping over. Over the outside with Wan-Bissaka, and they'll slow down the momentum that could have been an insane counter. An outstanding way to start off the Premier League season for a newly promoted team is obviously a victory. But getting completely outplayed like this is insane. Let's go, Sunderland. I'm sure the biggest game of the season for them is their derby rivalry against Newcastle. And knowing how your rivalry team that just gets newly promoted already looks better than y'all ending 0-0, that's crazy. So they made an 8-second rule for how long the keeper can hold on to the ball for no time wasting. Dean Henderson, you see what you did? A bunch of coaches can't do that dumb shit anymore. It's almost like a pitching clock. Almost. Not really. We understand we're trying to make the game a bit quicker and give an advantage still for the other team to score without ruthlessly time wasting. So I can understand the strategy. Seven minutes on a 2-0 victory with West Ham without a. There is no shot. What are y'all doing? 7 minutes? What are we doing? But this keeper has been looking very sharp. Decent, very decent forwards off Jared Bowen and Fulkrug. This strike partnership has not been looking very effective lately. So check as well. Wan-Bissaka and you got Paqueta. They're just likely leeching around the back of the midfield, trying to build up for an instant cross. Wan-Bissaka with a high cross, high arcing, and the keeper nearly clears it. Set piece over for West Ham again, but nothing's been really etching a pass. 2-0 down with around 7 additional minutes of game time to play. And it's caught. Oh, no, it's still recovered. Yeah, we're going to end this 3-0. Brighton's given 6 additional minutes until full time. And a West Ham, no good, cleared around the header. Another attempt over for a counter off the run, not even a slow tempo. And the long ball flanks over the right. Will it be a 3-0 for Sunderland? Goal! Goal! Sunderland! Unspeakable! Flipping the script. Sunderland makes an impact and makes it known that they're not here for a visit. Unbelievable way to start at home ground. Isidore. Low flanking shot off a wide pass, and that was for security. Off the bounce over the near post, and West Ham absolutely destroyed off the last shot of the game. Outstanding. Let's go. West Ham gets decimated. Burnley gets decimated. No one was expecting West Ham. That's my first thought. No one, like the last thing, like West Ham was probably going to win 2-1. Get an upset on money that just splashed the cash. But an outstanding role. We got nearly 30 minutes before Manchester City plays their first game of the season for the Premier League. And Amari Hutchinson from isn't he from Ipswich? The 37 million. And Amari Hutchinson is newly acquired from Ipswich Town. So you lose Liam Delap. And now the conversation on why Richarlison got subbed off so early. 2 goals for Richarlison in his first Premier League game of the season after he said no to several approaches this summer. But he got like subbed off in like the 70-something minute. I still want that hat trick. Sunderland player is down. Hopefully he's okay. An aerial duel over the outside, but collided. A purposeful collision over the back. Ballard rocked in a song to sing for the heroes for tonight's game. This morning, my time zone. Oh my god! Probably early in the afternoon, early in the day, probably around like 1 p.m. for English fans right now. But what a victory! What a victory! 3 more minutes just to waste. Oh no. Oh no. Sedekai, 2 more minutes. Yeah, this is going to end with a scoreless run for Southampton. The Graham Potter is already going to be in a massive hot seat with some of the West Ham fans blowing bubbles. A bunch of bubble buddies getting upset. Because another set piece that's going to be overall useless, cleared away. If wide cross goes over the clearance, backwards header off the volley, deflected away. West Ham still with the possession. Ambasaka. Irving, wide far pass, and the keeper will catch it. Time will lapse with 1 minute to spare in added time. This will end with a clean sheet for Sunderland and a 3-0 victory with 3 points to open the Premier League season. Long ball. Oh, and a big tackle. Let's go. I'm going to grab a lunch after this, folks. It's about to be 12 in my time. Well, I just love whenever streaming has you use derogatory slurs. Thank God. I was not expecting this at all. At least I was here for the third goal. Brighton. Oh, and it ended in the last minute equalizer. Rodrigo Muñoz. Out of nowhere. And that will be the end of regulation. What a victory. 3-0 victory for Sunderland at home. fans on their feet for an outstanding start to the season for Sunderland. We're probably going to close it off around early. I don't know if I'll stream a bit later in the afternoon. I did miss Friday Night SmackDown. I'm usually known for my SmackDown streams. Seem to do relatively well on the platforms. But yeah, we'll probably do some other soccer streams around later in the day. That's it for me over on the DSC show. Like, comment, subscribe for other content in the channel.